Hey guys, welcome to Superpower Podcast Show where we talk about all things superheroes. I'm your host Riley, and I'm joined by my esteemed co-host Tyler.
Hey everybody.
As always, if you haven't seen the previous video, the link will be in the description below. Now, last week we started talking about DC first, so we're going to start this week with Marvel. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay,
Sounds
so
good.
recently in news, we've heard a lot about Infinity War. Comic Con was over the past week, and we got some interesting news after. Now, before the Avengers Infinity War movie is going to be part 1 and part 2, May 2018, May 2019. But the other day, Marvel let us on some new information saying that the Infinity War movie will be part 1 and part 1 only. It will come out in 2018, but the second movie in 2019 will be something completely different. It will not be Infinity War. It'll be just a different villain altogether. How do you feel about this?
I'm fine with that. I'm just I am ready. I am ready for all these movies. Like, can't wait.
Well, the problem that I saw with it being only one movie instead of two is that you're not going to have as much time to introduce characters like Thanos, and Star-Lord's going to be in the Infinity War movies, so you're crunched for time. You don't have 4 hours or 4.5 to 5 hours to stretch this plot out. You have an hour and a half to 2.5 hours, which is,
Hmm. I understand where you're coming from there.
but I guess coming
I
from
understand
Marvel's
exactly where you're coming
standpoint,
from.
having a part two in a movie or something would be, kind of, okay, hold on, let me think of this. If you have part two in your movie, then you're probably going to get less people watching it because if they haven't seen the first part, you know what I'm saying, they won't want to see the second part. That's where, like, you see Iron Man 1, 2, and 3, less people have watched each consecutive Iron Man movie. But as far as Captain America goes, they didn't name Captain America 1, 2, 3. They went Captain America the Winter Soldier, Captain America Civil War. So maybe that was a ploy by Marvel to try to introduce some more, fans so they don't be like, oh, this is only part one and this is part two. And, maybe they just want to be different from Justice League, too. We don't really know. How do you feel about that?
Hmm. See, I wouldn't have minded if they're in part two. It probably would have made for better views, like better storytelling aspect as well. Like with how I understand exactly where you're coming from with that. They should give Thanos more screen time, give him a little bit of a background check, because literally, unless you're a Marvel fan, like from the comics and things like that, and you know who Thanos is, if you're somebody just watching these movies because you think they're cool or something like that, they're just watching these end of the movie cutscenes, like wondering who is that guy putting that glove on, what is going on. He's after every other movie. What's he doing? What is this going to lead up to? This guy's going to be fighting somebody, a guy from the Hulk because he looks big. Like a lot of people don't know who Thanos is, so hopefully they cover that really, really well. Because if not, there's going to be a lot of confused people. But then again, a lot more people who are into comic books and into the Marvel aspect, Marvel superhero movies and things like that to look into different things. Like this day and age, people our ages, like I'm only 17, and I completely love all the superhero movies, anything DC Marvel, I love it. I'm all for it. And I can't wait for all these movies to come out. Like I am definitely going to theaters to see each and every one of them, even if I have to go broke. But I understand exactly where you're coming from. Since it's only going to be a one part movie, I don't understand how to crunch them all together. It's almost going to be like how they had to crunch Spider-Man in the Captain America movie that we just seen. Like they didn't give Spider-Man as much screen time as a lot of people need to have. I know they're going to be making up for that in Homecoming, but honestly, they should have probably had the Spider-Man Homecoming movie before before his intro in Civil War. How do you feel about that?
I I do agree that had they're trying to go into a new direction. They're not, telling a story from the ground up with like a character, like Iron Man, like with Captain America. They're telling this new origin story because they're skipping the Spider-Man origin story because we've seen it two times in the movies and we've seen it all over and whatnot. And like it's kind of like the Doctor Strange, which is going to lead into our next topic, is the Doctor Strange movie. Not many people are talking about it, and it comes out in just a couple months. It's coming out in November, I believe, and it's not getting that much, attention. And I think it'll be a pivotal movie to the Marvel Cinematic Universe because Doctor Strange is a very powerful character, and he's going to be one of the main forces to stopping Thanos. And back to Thanos, with it only being a single movie, they might not be able to develop him, and it might could turn into an X-Men Apocalypse kind of situation where it's
Oh
kind of
man.
cartoony and well, not
Yeah.
cartoony, but it just you don't really with if you had two movies to develop the character Thanos, you might have people that are sympathetic to him, people that really enjoy him, but if he's only going to be in a total of 30 or 40 minutes of screen time, people are just like, ah, he's just another Ultron, he's just another Loki for he's not this big character that
See,
can
that's the
destroy the entire
thing.
universe.
The way they're going, Ultron's gonna be making a comeback most likely, just like in the comics. Like Ultron should not have ended by that just one movie. Later on, like spoiler alert, Ultron kills a lot of the Avengers, a whole lot of them, and he did not just get defeated as easily as he did in the Avengers 2. Like that should not have occurred. Ultron was way more powerful in the comics. Like he would adapt to different people's powers and their abilities. He would adapt to their knowledge. He would think how they thought. The only few people that survived Ultron's like basic apocalypse that happened was like people like Tony Stark, Iron Man, who had the knowledge and had the capabilities to escape and go hide out, and people like the Hulk, who were just full out instinct survivors and radioactive monsters. But like I'm very interested to see how this is going to go. Like Marvel Cinematic Universe has taken this whole universe into their hands and they're putting this on the field for all of us viewers to watch all these different movies that they're coming out with. And hopefully they're putting it out there just like puzzle, piece by piece, perfect fit. Hopefully that's how it's going to work out. If not, I see a lot of rage. I see a lot of very, well, I don't want to say ignorant fans, but very angry fans breaking things and different riots happening. Like, I'm not even going to lie. There could be riots.
How do you feel about
Like,
the Doctor Strange movie not getting much coverage? You know,
see,
'cause
the reason Doctor Strange movie hasn't been getting as much coverage, I love Doctor Strange character. I think it's going to be really cool. Like, especially if he does team ups with a couple of different Avengers and stuff like that during the time. Like, but the reason I feel it's not getting as much coverage is because it's not one of the mainstream childhood heroes. Like you see all these people loving Captain America, loving Iron Man, loving like Thor, loving the Hulk. The
the
reason
Tick,
they do this is because it's like they're heroes, you know what I'm saying? Like
the Tick is a hero.
they're the more so the Tick. Oh man, who did you say that was coming out with that new series, The Tick?
It's
Amazon?
Amazon, yeah.
I'm interested. I remember the Tick as a kid. Like they had the cartoon on, I think it was Disney Channel. That I'm interested to see how it's gonna work out. But like, see, Doctor Strange is just one of those that a lot of people just don't really decide to bat an eye at because he's not as mainstream as some of these other people, like the main Avengers. Like, but for people like you and I who know who he is, have some comic book knowledge, like we're not experts by all means, but we know about his character, we know about him, we know he's cool. He's a really cool guy, okay? But to people who are just looking at this movie like it's going to be another movie like Ant-Man, Ant-Man didn't get as much people talking about it. I wasn't even interested that much in watching the movie myself because I didn't know how good it was going to be. But Riley here, he told me about it, and I guess did you go to the theaters to see it? Because
Yeah,
I can't remember.
I was on a mini, like I think I was on a ski vacation. It was one of the night times that we weren't doing anything. I went and saw it. It was a good movie. You know, it was a great movie.
Yeah, because I didn't get to watch it while it was in theaters. I watched it after it had already came out on Blu-ray and DVD, and I loved the movie. It was great. I loved like the comical aspects of the movie. I love the different action-packed scenes with him shrinking and growing and shrinking and growing and fighting different things. I like the little training scene he had inside the house, by the way. More spoiler alerts. But I mean, if you haven't watched it yet, come on. But I understand exactly what you mean with Doctor Strange. It should have more coverage, especially since it's coming out in like what'd you say, 1 to 2 months, maybe three, like
Yeah, I
just a
think it's
couple
come out
months
in
from now.
November, and it's I mean, it's August,
God,
so August, September, October, November. 3 or 4 months.
yeah.
And
Honestly, there should be a lot more people worrying about that movie at this
you don't
time.
see any commercials about it on TV. You don't see any, ads or anything for it like you'd see for like an Iron Man or Captain America movie. It's not just there's not a lot of hype.
Who's the
Kind of
actor
sad.
for him again? Isn't it Benedict Cumberbatch?
Yeah, Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, he fits. I think he fits the picture. Like he looks like the Doctor Strange I know, which is like just from like cartoons and different comics and stuff like that. Like he looks like he fits the part. Hopefully he does a good job. Like I'm interested to see how he does. I'm interested in seeing how this movie goes in general. I'm kind of excited. Like I don't know much about Doctor Strange myself, but I'm willing to watch it and learn and become a bigger fan of him if possible. you know, it's
Yeah.
just like is doesn't Black Panther have a movie coming out soon
It's not till I believe after the second Avengers movie.
after the
I think.
second? Wait, the
Yeah.
second Infinity War or the?
I mean, remember, there's not going to be a second Infinity War. It's just going to be the Infinity War is only going to be one
Oh yeah,
movie.
that's right.
But they're still
Yeah,
going to
so
keep
it's
that
gonna be
release.
after
They're
Infinity
still
War.
keeping a 2019 Avengers movie, which is what kind of thinking like what is that going to be? Is it going to be you know a like a
Return
cleanup of
of
Thanos or
Ultron. It'd be
but
pretty cool if it was a Return of Ultron. That'd be a pretty cool movie. Return of Ultron. Ultron's gathered another army somehow, an underground civilization of Ultron, something weird like that. Come up with something, okay? But I don't know. They could have another Civil War for all we know, but I don't know if that really follow anything.
well,
But
in the comic
I'm
books right now they're having
also
a Civil War
interested.
too, aren't they?
I'm not sure. I don't keep up with the comics
I think they are.
honestly, but
Okay,
if they are,
so
that'd be pretty cool to
we're
like
gonna move
look
on to
into.
this final Marvel topic. So, if you guys have watched Netflix series Daredevil, you have come to love it like I do. Season 1 was awesome. Season 2, released earlier this year, was awesome. And news about Season 3 and a little bit of Defender news. So, everybody was hoping Daredevil Season 3 would have a 2017 release date, early May's. That's not the case. We learned, well, I wrote these topics a couple days ago, so we learned that Daredevil Season 3 will not be released until 2018, which,
Whoa.
if you've been paying attention, that could possibly crush the Defenders' dreams of being in Infinity War, because Daredevil Season 3 would probably start filming sometime next year, as well as Infinity War will be filming sometime next year too. So maybe they'll be filming both of them together. Maybe they will be in Infinity War. Maybe the Defenders will. Or maybe they just won't be in it at all and they'll just stay in their little part of Hell's Kitchen. How do you feel about that?
Hmm. I haven't been, like I said, I haven't got around to watching Daredevil yet again. Yes, I know I really should, but I don't have Netflix at the time, but I'll probably wind up watching it off some other way. Don't worry about that. But yeah, I mean, I can see if they're coming out in the same year, I can see how it could work. Like Daredevil, only thing it has to do is release a couple of months before Infinity War does, because that way the whole season comes out all at once, right?
Yeah.
I'm not
All
sure how it
12,
works.
12 episode season, they all come out at once.
If you're a big fan of Daredevil, if the Avengers movie comes out literally 2, 3 months after that, you're gonna have already judged that of it releasing. So I don't see that being as that big of a problem. Like they could probably still put him in there. Isn't
So
there
are
something else to do with like the Iron Fist coming out soon?
yeah, I'm not exactly sure. They haven't
I
released.
haven't
They've
heard
put
much
some
about that.
teasers, but do you think that they would use Daredevil as a hype train for the Infinity War? You think that they could put some big characters on the season 3 of Daredevil, since because they're going to be filming at about the same time. So since Daredevil probably will release sooner. Actually, it might not because it's come out in May. But if Daredevil does release prior to Infinity War, do you think that they would use Daredevil season 3 to hype up Infinity War by putting some big characters in there?
I'm not too sure about that. See, the thing is with that, they don't. Okay, it would make for a way better season three, but money paying those big actors to get on there. I don't think we're going to be seeing anybody like Iron Man, like Robert Downey Jr. I don't think we're going to see any of those kind of appearances. But Daredevil has been known to work with Spider-Man, so we could maybe see Tom Holland in a season three, but I don't know. We could. I see Hawkeye being in season three, maybe. Maybe he's gonna be in season three and be there to recruit him or something like that.
And
Something along those lines. I don't
there
know.
was a poster that somebody made for Hawkeye and Daredevil because the dude that plays Hawkeye right now, I'm not sure, was Jeremy Renner. Jeremy Renner, I think it is. He said that he would be all up for a Netflix series, and they kind of did like a
Yeah,
poster crossover, and it looked really cool. But you know,
that's
but
why I
I think they're supposed
thought
to
that maybe
recast
he could
Hawkeye.
be in season three.
Yeah, because he's not
Wouldn't
a
be
big character.
that bad
But
of a
I,
one.
but after Iron Man, they kind of hunkered down on their contracts, and really the actors don't. They get paid a lot, for doing these movies, but they don't get paid as much as what Iron Man can get from a movie.
Yeah, I
So
understand that.
we're gonna be moving on to DC side of things, which is filled with some interesting things
Woo!
as well. Our first topic will be Suicide Squad. No doubtly, you guys have probably went and saw the movie, but it releases tomorrow here, and we've got some things. Batman will be in Suicide Squad. Ezra Miller's Flash will be
Heck
in
yeah.
Suicide
Yeah.
Squad, and
What?
somebody
I didn't know
else
that.
was. Well, it was nobody's seen scenes, but in the list of people in the movie, like they'll have like Ben Affleck Batman, and they had him. He was at the bottom of the list. It looked like he was added, maybe a little late. Maybe he'll have a little cameo, but he will most definitely be in the movie. So,
Heck yeah.
and it also scored not too good on Rotten Tomatoes because they have put out their review of it and it didn't do too well. And how do you think the movie's going to do, in your personal opinion?
I don't like the Joker. I don't know because of how they made the joke and how his laugh sounds. I think that might be why the reviews are being like just killing the movie. We did not need is not to serve. He doesn't look cool. What does the tattoo on his forehead say?
Damaged.
Yeah, he looks damaged.
It's about how the movie
But
reviews went.
really damaged. But see, hopefully Batman scenes make up for a lot of it. I know that Will Smith's Deadshot, right? Will
Hmm.
Smith is an overall pretty good actor to me. I think he's not bad of that actor. But see, my problem is it's probably going to be a lot of Will Smith talking to Harley Quinn. Gonna be a lot of that probably. I don't know. Mostly in the previews, it's usually just Harley Quinn being overly sexualized, and it's Will Smith being shown like through a lot of the previews that I've been seeing on TV. So like honestly, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this movie. Hopefully, I enjoy it. If I do enjoy it, I mean, you guys will know because I'll tell you. But as soon as I go to see it, because I think we're gonna go see it sometime soon, aren't we? Like,
Yeah.
we'll make a plan to go see it
Our
sometime.
next podcast could kind of be like a big special review of the Suicide Squad.
That'll be
We'll see how
cool.
it goes.
Yeah, we can review it. We can
They
tell
put
you
out a
guys how it
special.
went,
Yeah.
how what our opinions on the movie was, like how we feel about each character, how they've been developed through the eyes of the DC universe, like cinematic universe. I don't know. Do they have? Or is it just the DC cinematic universe? Is that what we're calling it, or?
I think it's called like DCEU. Like Marvel is MCU, DC is DCEU, which I don't know what the E is. I think it's DC Entertainment Universe. I don't know. It's just different
Yeah.
universes, blah blah blah. Same mumbo jumbo. I
Yeah.
feel like it'll do
Just
good.
the producers of. I hope it does good. I really hope it does good. Like I
I
really
think
hope it does.
I
Like
saw is a headline for a online magazine that said it's slated to score more than Deadpool and then some other movie. So it's supposed to it'll bring in the money. It'll be funny,
mm,
but I don't know if it'll be good or not. I mean,
what is it
everybody's
rated?
gonna see them.
Is it R or
On Rotten, or is it rated R? It probably is. I
I don't know if it's rated R. It might. If it's rated, I can see some potential. Like just how Deadpool was rated R. I seen a lot of potential in that, and there was a load of potential. Whenever I went to see it, I enjoyed the movie a lot. I thought it was hysterical. I thought the story was good. I mean, it was pretty good. They met for that old Daredevil with what happened to his mouth, sewn up and scarred. I don't know. I don't even care. I didn't like that Daredevil at all.
Deadpool.
But Dare. Am I saying Daredevil?
You're
My
saying
apologies.
Daredevil.
Deadpool. But Deadpool. Yeah.
So we're moving
Uh.
on to the second DC topic, which is the Wonder Woman movie, which we have seen. We've seen the trailers for. You know, Gail Gabbett. I'm not sure how you say her name as Wonder Woman. I think she looks freaking hot. I mean, that's the general consensus. I think a lot of people think that. I think she's a good actor, and I think she's a good Wonder Woman, and I think the movie will be decent. I'm not sure how they're gonna. I don't know. It's gonna be weird seeing a DC movie that's set back in 19. Is it World War I or World? I think it's World War I, isn't it? Set back in the early
I can't remember. I
1900s,
seen the picture in
19
the
teens.
Batman vs. She's gonna be
So
with her Amazonians in this movie. I seen it. Her island's name. It starts with like a T. Like I can't remember the exact name of it, but I think it's gonna take place there, isn't it? With her and her Amazonian warriors.
well, I
Probably
think
take her
they're.
through a lot of her backstory, right?
Yeah, I believe it'll probably capture her backstory more than anything, and probably why she decided to walk away and not continue fighting crime as Wonder Woman. I think it'll be a good movie. I don't.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna move on to
Like,
the. Go ahead.
hopefully she has a lot more lines in this movie too. Lines does she have in the Batman vs Superman movie? Very little. Like she really said anything in that. I remember a lot of people talking about basically like minuscule amounts like of her talking. Like it was basically what 3 lines or something crazy like that. Like that was like really, but like this will make up for it, hopefully. This movie hope develop her character more and get more fans of Wonder Woman. We'll get a lot of feminists out there. Oh yay, Wonder Woman. But
Right.
then again, we're gonna have a lot of guys again.
So, what are your final thoughts on Wonder Woman?
My final thoughts on Wonder Woman. I think it's gonna be a pretty good movie. Hopefully, they cover her backstory. Hopefully, they go over like where she came from, how she has her powers, about her family. I guess is a way to put it with like her Amazonian warriors that are there with her. Hopefully, it'll be a good movie. Those are my final thoughts. I
I
think it's gonna
I
be
do
good.
believe it'll be. So we're gonna move on to the next topic, which is Kid Flash and Flashpoint on the Flash season 3. What are your thoughts?
Ooh, I like it. I think he fits the character. Like he looks like the characters from the character from the comics. Like he looks good. Like I'm not gonna lie, like the W, they're covering the characters pretty much spot on. Like I'm liking it. a lot. I don't know about what do you think about that? Like,
I
you think
mean,
they're covering it well?
I think they look pretty good for the most part. I think they try to stay comic book accurate. Like, the Wally West suit in the Flash season 3 looks really accurate to the comic books. And I think Grant Gustin does
Yeah.
too. I think they're doing a better job than the movies from this point. And yeah, I think, they have a much lower budget than a lot of these big movies like Warner Brothers and, the DC and all those people. They don't have as much money really. But I think they're doing a good job with what they have.
Honestly, I think part of the problem where the DC cinematic universe, like making the movies, they have so much money that they're putting too much CGI into these costumes, and people aren't liking them as well. They made the Flash look like the Red Power Ranger in the new movie that's coming out soon. I feel like literally take out the little Flash symbol, put on a like power gem or whatever the Power Rangers have, put on that dinosaur helmet, we got a Red Ranger. Like literally, that is how it looks to me. But I feel that the on the CW, the Flash is doing a good job. Like I like the Flash. I mean, it's going to come out with Flashpoint. I'm interested to see if in the Flashpoint if they're going to be adding Batman in it because I don't know if you know right, but Batman's dad is the Batman in the Flashpoint series, and he has a whole different costume. He looks different and everything. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah.
Like, I think hopefully they add him. I think that'd be a cool thing to add. But overall, I think I'm gonna really like season 3 just because I like the
Now,
Flash.
do you think it's going to affect Arrow at all? Like, do you think maybe the first like couple episodes of Arrow, it'll be different? He'll still be able
God,
to
I
do a League of
hope not.
Assassins, or
Oh
you think?
God, I didn't think of that. Whoa, that'd be crazy if it mess. Oh my man,
Or maybe he
it
never
could mess up
becomes Arrow, and
any
like the
part
first
of the
episode of Arrow, he's still just like a playboy douchebag. You know? Actually, I
somehow.
don't.
Like somehow him going back in time might have messed that up. That'd be weird. Either that or somehow him going back in time also might he might still be the Green Arrow, but he might be the Green Arrow we saw in season 1 that wasn't afraid to kill. Changed might be very. I don't know. I
He might
really
have
don't know
died.
what to think of this.
I don't know. Maybe. What if?
That's
What
cool.
if at the beginning of season 3, when of Arrow, he died and dead or no, Deathstroke killed him.
Hmm,
That would have been. That'd
that'd
be
be
something.
crazy. That'd be man. I hope it does. I don't know about you, but I hope it doesn't air that much. But if it does, I mean, it'll be interesting.
I would still love to see him beat the CW Superman in a fight. Just you know,
That'd be so cool.
'cause
Have
he's like,
like the arrows with the dust of kryptonite in them,
'cause
shoot
he,
him in the face a couple of times, and start beating him down.
'cause he really doesn't have like he doesn't he's like the only superhero, like the main one for the CW doesn't have superpowers. They got the Flash, Fast Man Alive, Supergirl, Superman powers, Superman, and it's just him with the bow and arrow. I'd love to see him take them all down. Because we've
Well, I
seen,
mean, he took the Flash out whenever they sparred. He's
yeah,
he's just very like accurate with his bow, of course. But not only that, he's very smart and tactical. He plays the game, I guess is a way of saying it. Very good. Like he's a good fighter. He's very tactical. He's got a lot of experience in fighting. He's just good at what he does, and he makes sure that they know that he's good at what he
mm,
does. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, the Flash was really cocky whenever they sparred. He took the Flash down pretty fast, okay? Whenever they first
Mm.
sparred and stuff. And like whenever they fought, didn't they fight the Reverse Flash and didn't just like tear him up a little bit? Like I
Um,
remember him coming in
well,
and it was so cool.
first time they ever saw each other, he shot him in the back with a crossbow. Second time when it was the Flash versus Arrow when they were in the alleyway, he beat him up. He just literally beat him up. And then the third time he fought the Reverse Flash and he beat up the Reverse Flash until the Reverse Flash got his speed back, and that's when it all went downhill. But that's when we learned that
Crazy stuff.
like the Reverse Flash said that the history books say you live to be 86. So I mean, you know, will he, will the Flash going back in time and saving his mom, will that have impact on killing Oliver? You never know.
See, it's gonna have an impact on a lot of things. Think about this for a second. Him saving his mom is gonna have an effect on him getting his powers, and then like, if they really wanted to, it's gonna affect their series because they're not gonna have the Flash to go and save them from that prison. Remember how he went to the prison and saved them from it? Those cells, like he saved Diggle and Felicity
Well,
and them. Like
there, I just now
they're not gonna
remembered
have him
this.
for things like that.
I remember when they were fighting Damien Dark, and it was at the beginning of the episode, and Damien Dark had Oliver, like he was sucking the life out of him, and the Flash saved him at the end. You know what you're talking about at
Oh
the loading
yeah,
warehouse,
that
where he saved him, Diggle,
random
and Thea.
episode. Yeah,
Yeah. So I mean,
it's gonna
right
be
there,
so different.
it would have
Like,
been over.
yep, Oliver would have died.
They can do anything they want to.
It is gonna be. This is gonna be so. I'm kind. You've got me very excited now thinking about all that. I wasn't thinking about that previously, but now I'm very excited because personally, I like the Arrow more than the Flash, mainly because I was introduced to the Arrow before that, and I like Stephen Amell as the Green Arrow. I like Oliver Queen's character. Like, I just
Well,
really like that character. I like
like
how he developed through everything.
as a
But
person, he's not more relatable because he's a billionaire. But as a superhero, he's more relatable because he doesn't have any powers. He's just good with, a certain tool. Which, I mean, now
yeah,
he's kind of got the magic on his side. But hey, it is what it is.
no, he does have like sort of magic stuff on his side. Well, he's got that magic of good just counteracts the evil or something like that,
Yeah.
right?
So, I mean, I guess,
Like, I don't think he's
I
gonna.
guess it doesn't, the magic doesn't help him. It just nullifies, the dark magic. So you know, it's like a fair
Yeah,
fight again. So it just takes away all the magic, and it's just okay. So with that being
I
said, we're
understand.
gonna wrap up this episode. You have any final words?
I'm very excited.
Sounds so dark. Do you have any final words?
Have any
But
final words?
yeah, guys, if you liked the episode, like it. If you didn't, don't do anything. You can just leave without disliking it. And if you have any topics you want us to talk about in the next episode, leave them in the comment section below. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. And we'll see you guys in the next one.
See ya.
Boy. Ah, I dropped my controller. Oh man, that sucks.